what's happening, guys? Tommy back here at the stable. Now, the State of Origin game last night has passed. Now, there's lots to talk about, lots to break down. This was what we were waiting for. We were waiting for all of this. We were waiting for the rock rules. We were waiting for the changes in all the rules on the ground. We wanted to see the players in action. We wanted to see how it was going to affect our super coach and who we were going to pick. And ultimately, it has. It has changed a few things for me. I know it's changed a few things for some other people out there. I know it's changed stuff for Jack. He's spoken to me privately about some of the things he's made. He'll probably make some videos about that and the changes that he's done. But we'll break it down. This is the breakdown of the game last night. Obviously, the players' AFL fantasy score, it's a little different to Supercoach, we know that, but it's relatively the same. But the breakdown, we'll see how many touches. We'll go through everything. We'll talk about some players that maybe outperform what we think they're going to do. Some players maybe underperform, but we're definitely going to be talking about that ruck rule and the rucks in specific. That's what this video is about, and how it affected them. Did it affect them more? Are they worse off with the new rules? Or are we kind of all just getting a little bit carried away here? We'll talk about it. So obviously we know the best players on the ground are pretty much your staples. Your Dacos, your Bonts, your Smiths, your Butters, Jordan Clark in there, Caleb Sarong, your Ash, Cornelia had a great game, Merritt, they all had good games. Max Holmes, McCluggage was kind of in second gear. These guys are going to have good games for their team. So they're no shockers. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of the video. Hit-outs. Right. Now, you've got to remember, a lot of these times, Darcy was going in the ruck a little bit. So Sherry didn't have all the ruck duties. And Max Gawn didn't have all the ruck duties. But you've got to look at this. So, 22 hit-outs for Max Gawn. So, obviously, the jumping ruck contest is not affecting Big Max because he still had more hit-outs than the other two athletic ruckmans that everybody's saying that, you've got to look out for. Max will still have more hit-outs than them. It doesn't really affect it, I'm telling you. 9 hit-outs for Sherry. Don't get too concerned about that because, like I said, he didn't spend too much time in there. And Cameron and English did great jobs. They didn't do themselves any disservice. If you're going to have Cameron and English in your side, you'll be fine because both of them can get, 15 disposals by Cameron, 10 disposals by English, and they're not going to have to share the duty so much. Maybe English will have to share a little bit with Darcy, but probably not as much as you think. So they're going to get more disposals and more hit-outs than what these numbers are. And plus 2, this is an all-star game, so they're not 100%. They're probably not getting to these contests as what they would in a normal match. So I actually think, from watching last night, that you do not have to be worried about Ruckman. I was a little bit. I was thinking, damn, I don't know if I can invest the money in Sherry. I don't know if I can invest the money in Gawn or even Grundy, so to speak. This game convinced me that there's not going to be that much of a drop-off from the ruckman. Maybe they're not getting the 150 scores or the 170s or that time where Grundy got 200. Maybe they're not getting that, but they can still get 100, 110, 115, I think. I think they can still do that. I don't think they're going to be as effective as what people are. And the main reason for that, and I want to touch on this, and me and Jack spoke about this, is they made such a big emphasis on this new rule, the last touch out of bounds. It's then it's a kick in. It's no going to be no more throw-ins. That was a load of shit. It's not the last touch. It's the last kick. And that changes the aspect so much when you think about it. It's only the last kick out of bounds. So unless they're having a clanger, no one really kicks deliberately for out of bounds much, right? Most people are trying to keep it in. But look, if you have a clanger, you don't have to worry about the deliberate. It's just going to go straight to the other team. But here I was thinking the last touch meant spoil, or if you took it over, or if you weren't even trying to keep the ball in, it was going to be the other team's kick in. No, it's not. They still throw it in. So it's not really that much of a change. Because yes, the kicks are going to change it. So if it's deliberately kicked out of bounds. But apart from that, guys, not much is going to change. And if Max is getting 22 and 12 disposals in an all-star game where, I say all-star game, we know it's Origin, but it's an all-star game where, they're not 100% going at it and he's got to share duties, he's going to rack up at least probably 30 hit-outs himself. And then disposals, he might get 15 to 16. I don't think Max is going to drop off dramatically. I'm not going for Max Gawn. I don't think. I'll show you who I've got in a minute. I'm staying away from Max, but Sherry, he'll be fine. Honestly, he'll be fine. And we'll go into my team now. We'll break it down. I'll talk to you why I'm going Sherry in specific. So this is my super at the moment. This is what I'm rolling with. Sinclair, Whitfield, Rosie, Clark, Coleman, Sarong in the back. Midfield is a Bont, Butter, Sarong, Goulden, Dersma, Sharp, Smith, Brody. There is a world here where I could potentially maybe go up, but that's another video, another time. Sherry, De Koning. I jumped off Jackson. I had Jackson. I've jumped off him. That game just didn't give me enough from Jackson. I know he can perform really well. He's getting really good averages, but apparently he's going to play midfield. I don't know if that benefits him. I'm yet to see it. Look, if I make a mistake on Jackson, we'll wear it, and we can hopefully get him in some further down the line. Sheasel, Pickett, Flanders, Philippou, Marshall, Robertson, and Rechko as my flex. And on the bench, Lindsay, Jocks, Smiley, Schoenberg, Greaves, McAndrew. Look out for McAndrew. He is killing Riley O'Brien for Adelaide, apparently in all their sims. So just keep an eye on him. Knowing Adelaide and what they do, they'll probably still play Riley O'Brien, but I think he's good. Good for your bench at least. Doverston and West. That's mine. I have a thought process about my team. I like to kind of have 4 primos in the defense and the midfield, and then have 2 good ruckmen, and then you can sort of work with your forwards. I find that forwards, in my opinion, are probably the position on the ground where you could kind of be a little bit loose on. Because, full forwards and genuine key forwards don't really get you that much. It's more the mid/forward type that do. So the options for that aren't exactly, flowing at the gate. You really only got Rankin, Pickett, Sheasel, Petrarca. They're your 4 sort of blend, and the rest is sort of take your pick, you know what I mean? So I would invest more in your midfield and your defense plus your rucks. Now let's go to Sherry. More about Sherry. Let's break down Sherry, right? Let's get on the AFL website. This is why I need you guys. I'm probably doing myself a disservice here, but this is what the channel's about. So let's just break this down. Let's get off the Origin. We'll go to Premiership. Let's break down Tristan Sherry. Let's break him down. This is why he has to be in your team. Let's have a look at this. He plays. So he gets the opening round bye, which doesn't matter anyway, because that doesn't count in terms of the Supercoach. First week's not counted. So he then plays Port Adelaide. So he's got Sweet. West Coast, he's got Flynn. Essendon, he's going to have Vicentini. Or whoever they put there. Carlton, he's going to have Pitnet. Brisbane, he's going to have Darcy Ford. Richmond, he's going to have Nank. GWS, he's going to have Madden or Briggs. Geelong, he's going to have Blitzarves or Stanley. Sydney, that's the hardest game. Round 9. 9 rounds. Sherry is going to murder majority of these rucks. I mean, he's going to kill Port. He's going to kill West Coast. He's going to kill Essendon. He's probably going to kill Carlton. Brisbane, I think he will, but Brisbane's midfield is so good that his hit-outs to advantage might come into a little bit of a problem there, but he's still going to destroy Fort. He's going to destroy Richmond. He's going to destroy GWS. He's going to destroy Geelong. And then Sydney is where he's going to hit some trouble. He's then going to destroy Adelaide. He's going to... Jared Witts is a good ruckman. He probably won't destroy Jared Witts, but another tough game. Second bye. And then he's got Fremantle. So whoever. If it's Cox, he's going to destroy him. Back to West Coast. Back to Richmond. Back to Essendon. Back to Port. He plays those 4 teams twice in a big clump. If you're not having Sherry in your team, you're a fool. You're an absolute fool. And if by something crazy happens in this where he's just not on this year and the rule changes in terms of he can't get to the ends of the ground, which I think he will because he's the only ruck in the team, and I think that he's going to be fine. If something happens and he drops 50 to 60 points, let's say his average, he's not averaging 100, he's not averaging 127, I think his average is. Let's say he's averaging 80, which I don't think is going to happen, but let's say he does that. You dip off him in the first 3 rounds. You just dip off him. In the first 3 rounds, before he hits that 3-round average and he drops like 100k, because if he's having that low of a score, he's going to really drop. before he drops that astronomical amount, you just move on and you find who the next one's going to be. So, in my opinion, having Sherry at the start, it has to be a no-brainer, and then you just work with it. You work with it. If it doesn't work, you just move on, and you'll have a lot of cash there. You can go down to a lesser ruckman and then move up in your midfield, potentially make another or defense or wherever you want to go. But I think if you're not having it's Sherry in your squad early days, you're missing a massive opportunity. I'm probably going to kill myself there because I'm going to be playing in a lot of competitions and I've just advertised for it. But look, it is what it is. He's got a high percentage anyway. Like, even if we take him out and you go to put in, he's 48% owned anyway. He's the highest percent. Oh well, Reedy is because of how much value is. Even though I don't have him, I just don't like Reedy. I feel like Pitnet's going to play most of the time. I just don't see him breaking in. I think people think he's going to, but I don't know. I think more McAndrew's going to break in than anything. But I diverse. Sherry, you got to have him. You got to have him. And if you don't, well, that's up to you. It'd be hard. Here's the thing. This is what I think about with Supercoach. And I've said it before in a couple of videos, but I'll say it again. I feel that when you've got these primos at a very, very high value, if everything goes right and they perform to their numbers. Now, obviously, Bonnet, 700,000, he didn't do himself any disservice last night. He's probably going to be at that value for a long time, or at least around about 650. I can't see him jumping any less than that, but that's my personal opinion. These higher players, your Butters, even your Lockie Whitfield at 599, I think it's a steal, but anyway, these higher players, you just got to think about how much it's going to take you to get them. If you are comfortable with spending 2 to 3 trades to get up to them, because that's what it's going to take, by all means do it. I just feel that's something I don't have to worry about straight out of the gate. I got them in. I don't have to worry about them. They're done. I can work on my players around here, getting them up to your sort of Hayden Youngs, maybe your Harley Reeds, your Langfords, those type of players. If you upgrade this into your mid primos and sort of this here, and you've already got, Sarong, Goulden, Butlers, Bonapelli, they're 4 namestays that are going to hurt you. You're gonna do fine. Same with your backline. But again, that's how I play. I could be completely wrong. I didn't win last year, so who knows? Maybe I'm talking absolute shit. But that's how I see it. But anyway, we'll see how we go. That about wraps up, guys. Just want to talk about the ruckman in specific, Tristan Sherry, and what I think he could do at Max Gorn. But anyway, we'll see how we go. I'm just loving footy back again. We'll be talking more about some teams. Some match sims are obviously kicking off soon. It's around the corner. It's only a few more weeks. We're going to have opening day, opening weekend, shall I say, opening round, as they like to call it. Me and Jack might do something. We'll see. We'll have some more videos penciled. We've got some more content lined up for you guys. We've got some things in the pipeline that we're pretty excited about that we're going to do through the year. But we might have some live streams going on. We'll see. We'll keep it open. We've definitely got the space and the opportunity to do it here. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Hope you guys are liking the channel. We're pretty keen on what we're doing and we're having fun with it. But as always, guys, hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.